Hi.
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 How's it going?
It's going great. How are you?
Okay. I had a weirdly slow day at work today. That was okay. Um, how about you?
Um, yeah, my brother came over and I went to the eye doctor with him just for a checkup.
Ooh.
And we went for a hike and then we rode our
Ooh.
bikes and then I went to
Oh my
yoga.
gosh. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
So pretty
You did
active
it
day.
all. No kidding.
Yeah, I like took the day off from work
Mm-hmm.
more or less.
That's good.
Yeah.
I worked and then I came home and that was it.
Thrilling.
Mm-hmm.
How many clients did you have today?
Six only. And I
Okay.
usually see I usually see 11 to 15.
Wow.
So it was
Okay.
I don't know
Little
what
light
was
day.
going on. Yeah, it was. That's okay. It helps it balance out when it is crazy. So
Mm-hmm.
hmm anyway, hello chat. Oh my gosh, hi Lee. Wow.
Oh, Haley.
Hi Lee. And a possible person, an enlightened
Patron Nestle.
female,
Hey,
and
Tori.
Tori. Hi hi.
I've been
Um
reading the Twitter a little bit here and there. I just go on, I don't really follow. Well, I actually did follow a few people, but like I'm
mm.
not gonna go, you know, I'm not
Mm-hmm.
like dipping a toe in. I'm never gonna post on there. So um
Uh-huh.
I don't, I think Twitter's evil. But what I like to do is I like to go on about once a week and search
Okay.
RadFem, radical feminist, and radical feminism and just see what conversations are happening.
Okay. And we've
And
found some good stuff.
yeah. Yeah, and it's you and I are more or less on Peaceful Island, right? Like
Yeah.
you're not out there, right? A little, what are you in
No.
Tumblr a little bit or
Not in radical Tumblr anymore. I use Tumblr for Formula One, but
okay. Fair.
but I'm not on radical Tumblr or Twitter. Like I do have a Twitter,
Uh-huh.
like Radical Ramblings Twitter,
Yeah.
but I go on there to post links to streams and that's about it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I just, I've been feeling like, oh man, well, we have our beautiful community.
Yeah.
I'm not going to complain about that. I
No.
do feel like I actually went back and watched a couple of my old videos back when I was more like in the mix of
Uh-huh.
like, you know, when I was on Over It and
In the
stuff.
sauce.
And I was like, oh wow, like I definitely felt like more of a sense of like community or something. And
Hmm.
I don't know, just like looking at Twitter and seeing I'll tell you, seeing the infighting, I'm
Yeah.
like, it's not like I miss that, but
No.
it does make you like they all know each other, and I'm like, man, we're just like out here doing our own little thing,
Yeah.
you
I
know?
know. I'm not really a part of that. I do chat to somebody on Twitter that I met on Rad Twitter,
Yeah.
and she's really chill. And she might come on my channel, but she's a little shy, so we'll see. But yeah, otherwise, I don't really. I'm
You are
just.
gonna do August.
I know. I always have intentions to do August, but well, I guess it's only the first week of August. There's still
Yeah,
time.
there's lots of time, for sure.
So we'll see who
Oh, I
shows up.
love Mariana's comment here. All my anger is directed towards males, not women who perform in perfect feminism. What a beautiful
Hmm.
statement.
Very good.
I love that. Yeah, I think just the mood on Twitter, there's just so many young women who are figuring it out. And I know that feeling of like first discovering all these ideas and just being so angry and so feeling so hardcore about it. And then you kind of
Mm-hmm.
just like settle in and you're like, how can I apply this to my real life or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah.
But it's just interesting because the conversations that are happening there are like so different than your and my community.
Uh-huh.
you know? And
Yeah.
I part of me is like really glad to not, part of me is a little sad to not be like in it,
In the thick of it.
Yeah, in crowd or something, but
Mm-hmm.
part of me is just like it is peaceful island. It's so tranquil here. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, you give up like being part of the drama or something, but then like it's just nice. And
Yes.
we do have such great communities, you and I. Like
No
the women here
kidding.
are amazing. So it's like, are we really missing out on anything?
No.
And we can look in on it once in a while and just
Yeah.
like,
Peek from a distance.
yeah, almost in sort of like an
Like,
entertaining way. But I just like, yeah, I don't have a huge desire to also be part of those conversations because they're just like so unproductive.
mm-hmm.
But we're gonna look at a few of them
Yeah. Um,
tonight.
okay, I'll share. You would think after more than a year of doing this, I would know exactly what to do.
Ah,
Okay,
Lee has
pin
to deal
tab.
with men. That's enough drama.
Uh,
Most of us deal with men in some capacity.
okay, let's see here.
Oh
How do
yeah, so
I?
this is the first.
How do I get
Oh,
rid of
this goes
our
very good. I had totally
icons?
forgotten about this one. And this actually goes really well with our third
How do I?
topic. Oh,
Uh,
okay. There you
there we
go.
go.
You
Jeez.
might want to do control plus or whatever a little, make it a little
Yeah,
bigger.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I gotta.
That's okay.
Okay. How's
Hey,
that?
Expired's on vacation
Aw,
in
jealous.
fancy Massachusetts.
Ooh.
Fancy town. Hey, Dragon Fox. Long time
How
no
does
see.
how does the screen look?
It looks beautiful.
Okay, it's good size.
It's aesthetic.
Okay. Okay, so we found this Twitter thread from Femliana,
Mm-hmm.
and we just wanted to read it and discuss it because it was interesting to us.
Yes.
So she writes, if the RadFem movement wants to get anywhere, we RadFems have to address our discourse and image issues and be clear on what radical feminism means. Here are some issues my friend and I identified regarding the RadFem movement.
Okay, so what do we think of that original tweet? Just to start off with, we have to address our discourse and image. I feel like this is just this conversation as it has been happening as long as I've been involved in any of this
Mm-hmm.
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's evergreen.
Yeah.
Figuring out what we are.
Yeah.
And how much of a cohesive movement is it when everyone's anonymous on the internet? You don't know who you're actually talking about. The very 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 few people who are
Mm-hmm.
named and show their face and stuff like that. I agree that we have to address our discourse issues and agree on certain kind of fundamental things.
Yeah.
But what kind of movement is it if all you're going to stay is on Twitter as a noni,
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
15th Jessica says original tweet, a basic convo that needs to be followed through on.
Mm-hmm. So, there are too many middle aged white women who just have a problem with gender ideology and are pretending to be radfems when they're actually conservatives. Like, sorry, but 53-year-old boy mom Sandra is not a radfem. She's a conservative who's adopted the label.
Okay, I agree with the general thrust of that tweet, but the just
Delivery.
framing, yeah, middle-aged white women, it's like othering this giant segment
Mm-hmm.
of people.
Yes, but or yes, and she's not wrong though that there are just a lot of conservative older white women who call themselves radical because they are critical of trans people.
Right. I agree with that in general, but it's just when I read that, so like my hackles
Mm-hmm.
went up as a middle-aged white woman myself who is pretty darn
Middle aged.
radical, um, and isn't in it just for the turf stuff or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that is like an alienating way to say that, and it I don't know, like she comes off as young, right? And like that idea of middle-aged, I feel like you can hear the cicadas through my window. Hold on 1 second.
I personally
Probably can't.
cannot.
I can hear it in my headphones. Hold on. Close up here. Okay. No, like right, that idea of like young women being suspect of older women and being like, oh, you're old, you don't have anything to offer anymore or whatever.
Ugh.
It's just such a shitty attitude that I'm very like wary of that.
So Mariana said the tweet is misogynistic itself, but the chat. But acknowledging biology alone is not radical feminism.
Absolutely.
She's right about.
Great comment. Marianne also says older women fought for rights young women have. Let's catch up with the chat because there's a lot of good stuff happening here. You can read them, please.
Okay. An enlightened female says, I think a lot of trans-critical conservative women identify themselves with radical feminism because of the suffragette imagery of modern gender-critical rallies. Just a thought that came in my head.
Yeah, and that, I was talking about like, where is activism happening? There is like in-person activism happening amongst the gender-critical people. It's just not radical feminist.
Yeah.
Necessarily. So, and maybe there's something good there that we can kind of take, that these women are doing this in-person activism, which is difficult. They're not radical though. So can we use them as an example and then do radical activism that looks something like that?
Okay, two things that I want to point out here from Rachel. She says, I disagree with how this tweet is put, but I do agree that there are women claiming to be radical feminists when their only agenda is being against transition. 100%. But and then Dragon Fox said, but that is the fight now, in my opinion. I don't necessarily agree.
I agree with you that I don't agree. I think that's a part of the fight. I think there's a big problem. I don't know if we're going to talk about this I already forgot like what our topics were, but it's been almost completely co-opted by conservatives. The gender critical thing. Oh yeah, we are going to talk about that in the next segment. But which you and I have talked about forever, like that was the danger of allying with people like Matt Walsh or whatever, it's that has become their thing, and we have no ownership of it at all.
Yeah.
And no way to we really have no way as leftists to do gender critical kind of activism.
Yeah, I don't know that I necessarily would agree that the gender stuff is the quote unquote fight right now. Obviously, it's an important part of the fight, but I have other concerns too.
I totally agree. Yeah, you've been saying that for a long time too, and like I say, it's really not a radical feminist fight anymore.
Yeah, it's conservatives.
It's been,
and they're not coming at this topic with a radical feminist or even feminist mindset at all.
Of course not.
It's coming from two different
gender conservatives. Places. Yeah. That is going to be the thrust of our second segment.
Okay, let's see. These people, so talking about conservatives, are a serious PR problem because they're literally just conservatives and right-wing trad wives who have made a passion project out of complaining about trans ideology. But we also have the 16-year-old edgelord girlies who are like, let's kill male children.
Yeah. I don't have a real problem with the edgelords. Because I think we all go through that phase when we first discovered this stuff. I was like, when I was first blackpilled, I was like KAM.
Yeah. But also, like, those 16-year-old edgelord girlies on Twitter who are saying, let's kill all male children, are like, it's never going to happen. They have no actual power. Just venting their frustrations. And it's never going to happen.
And, people always say men men hurt women, whatever, men abuse women by actually abusing them. Women abuse women by saying, please stop hurting me, you know?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah, I laughed at that too, Marianne.
So these girls have their basic ideas right, and I'm not going to stop them from threatening to kill anyone because they're girls and therefore they're not actually going to do it. That's the difference between women and males, LMAO.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
they're being unhelpful most of the time. Hmm.
I kind of agree with that too, and we've talked about that. I made a video about that a few weeks ago, and we talked about that a few weeks ago, this purity test type stuff that's, it's just adhering 110% to something. It
Hmm.
becomes an ideology and it becomes cult-like, and it's really not useful.
Yeah.
Expecting perfection from other women, it's just totally like, what does it accomplish? That's the thing. Like, isn't the what are we trying to accomplish? I think consciousness raising is the thing that we're trying to accomplish. We're trying to say, these are experiences I've had, and then
Yeah.
other women say, hey, whoa, I've had the same experiences. I thought that I was alone. Oh no, that's
Hmm.
actually how the world works. And then you can change your behavior, and we can all collectively change our behavior so that we are in a more liberated place. I think
Big time.
that's our goal. Not our goal shouldn't be to all be perfect 100% of the time,
Of
or we're
course.
kicked out.
Hmm. Okay. No one is actually successfully going to exterminate males, even if the vast majority of them deserve to be exterminated. What, what we should be doing is educating girls, teen to 20s, and encouraging them to be separatists and avoid dating or marrying males.
Mhm.
I agree.
Yeah.
Whoops. Accidentally. Okay. Um, Also, those of us who have the ability should volunteer or something, not solely talk on social media. I agree. That said, media is useful. Girls learned most of their libfem nonsense from social media, so they can also learn useful things like radfem theory from social media.
Yeah, and that's where I learned it from, or,
Yeah, same.
that's where I was introduced to it from. So,
Completely.
if it wasn't for that, I would still be dating men.
Yeah, if it wasn't for a radical feminist on Tumblr, I whose blog I hate read
Right.
until the light bulb turned on, I wouldn't be here either.
Yeah, you'd still be dating men too.
Ah, ew. Never. Oh, speaking of,
Yes.
um, this past week was my 20-year coming out as a lesbian
That's
anniversary.
amazing.
Yeah. So, no men ever in my
Yay.
life. They came out at
Gold star.
15. Yep.
I'm
15. It
proud
was
of
two
you.
2 weeks after my 15th birthday. Yeah, 20
Mhm.
years. That's crazy. Anyway.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay.
Congrats.
Thanks. What we need to do is focus on educating young girls. We should not be arguing excessively, not with each other, and especially not with males. Women have the right to work and be educated in the West. Males will always be evil, but we can avoid them like the demons they are.
So I think that first part of that tweet is really good. Like,
Mm-hmm.
she hits the nail on the head. What we need to do is focus on educating young girls. We should not be arguing excessively, not with each other, and especially not with males.
Right. Especially not with men.
Um, but not amongst ourselves
Oh,
and tearing
definitely.
people down. And I've I've been the victim of that. You've been a victim of that a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And what does it do?
Mm,
What does it do? I think
yeah.
there's, and then I also think there's a difference between like what we do, and because we've been accused of being bullies too, right? But
Yeah.
it's for saying like, well, this is what radical feminism is, and this is what it isn't,
Right.
which is just drawing a boundary, and that's not really
Yeah.
like bullying anybody personally, like saying like, makeup is not really a useful tool for liberation.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a bullying statement, but some people perceive it as such. And it's like, why does there have to be arguments surrounding those things? It's like, just put out those ideas, and if you don't agree with it, like, the entire rest of the world caters to your viewpoint.
Yeah.
So just bounce off of it and go do something else.
Uh,
Don't, like, fight.
I
I don't
know.
know, you know?
Yeah. The especially not with males thing is like I have men occasionally commenting on my channel. I'm sure you do
Yeah.
too.
Mhm.
Um, and honestly, I haven't actually really had a lot of bullshit from male commenters.
Yeah. I would
Maybe
say I've had a little bit, like,
a little bit.
I did the video about, why I don't want kids. I had a few men
Oh,
who being like, "It's your nature. That's
oh
your
God.
that's your destiny, so suck it up and do
Yeah.
it."
That's
Um,
misogyny.
and I just respond like, "Okay."
Yeah.
I don't, like, waste my energy on that.
I
But
feel pretty lucky though, because like whether it be here on YouTube or on Twitter or whatever, I really don't encounter men.
yeah,
Not
I
really,
don't too much either.
which is good. Yeah.
Most of the
So
grief
there's,
I've gotten has come from other women, but,
yeah.
um, men no, mostly it's been, pretty supportive, and I'm always like, I like that, you know? I mean, I don't know, if a man wants to be like, "More power to you, sister," that makes me feel good. Like, I feel like I'm never gonna be like, "Get out of here, male," like,
Hmm.
it's
Yeah, I don't
it's
really
like if
care.
a
Like,
man wants to, like, uplift me as I'm doing my feminism, then fine. That's, like,
hmm,
good.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, let's see here. So she says males will always be evil, but we can avoid them like the demons they are. That's the absolute best thing Gen Z girls can do. They need to be taught the true nature of males, the dangerous nature of liberal feminism, and the practical steps they can take to keep themselves safe from male depravity. Also, I completely understand that radfems are usually young and also depressed because it's impossible to be fully aware of how evil men are and not be depressed about the state of reality. However, you need to be functional at bare minimum. What do you
I
think about radfems are usually young and also depressed?
I don't know about the we encounter so many women who are older. I feel like it's, like, a pretty good range,
Mm-hmm.
like, as far as in your and my community.
Yeah.
Um, but the I am much happier since I encountered all of this stuff and started incorporating it into my life. Like,
Me too.
I was so much more stressed and I always felt like I was trying to fit myself into a box that I didn't fit in,
Mm-hmm.
and so when I freed myself from that, then, like, I felt much better. So, yeah,
Likewise.
I think initially, like, it could be kind of bleak. Like, that's what the bit black pill is, right? And, like, I used to be in the black pill message board or whatever, and there there were women in there who were like, "I'm gonna end it all,"
Mm. But
but
is that the same? Like, are they? They're not being literal, and they're not being like. It's not like they're genuinely depressed and being literal, right? Like they're just like,
I don't like
ugh, I'm gonna end
I
myself.
definitely read some stuff that was like pretty dark, but
Mm. Okay,
I don't know, like I think it can be very freeing. Let's just say that. It can be
I
very
agree.
positive. I've always sold it that way, like
Hmm.
to the
I
extent we
also,
have to market this stuff, but
yeah, I also, so like pretty much all of my friends are radical feminists,
yeah,
and none of them are depressed.
right.
Like you and Rusty and T and my
Yeah.
one friend I'm trying to bully onto my channel.
Mhm.
And yeah, so I don't know. I don't really think that they're all young and depressed. I don't know. Mm.
Yeah, I have a range of emotions. I have ups and downs like any person, but overall, I would describe myself as like very happy.
Yeah, mood.
Yeah.
Okay.
And again, definitely happier. I want to make a video soon about why I don't date men.
Ooh,
Um,
that would be so good.
yeah, I have like a list actually. Um,
Wonderful.
yeah, but again, it was like that. It's like always just trying to, I don't know, like the regular world, the normie world,
Mm-hmm.
it's just telling you to hate yourself all the time, and it's
Mm,
telling you all the ways you're failing.
yeah.
We don't really see things that way.
No, not at
Yeah.
all.
What did an enlightened female says?
This, I am both stressed and liberated, mentally and emotionally liberated, but socially stressed. All of my friends are progressively anti feminist, so I hide my views. The internal battle is worth it.
Yeah, you kind of sometimes you have to code switch a little bit
Mm hmm.
depending on the
Mm hmm.
environment you're in or whatever, and that's fine.
Yep. Okay, so this is interesting. You're probably not going to be happy more than fleetingly, but you can live with integrity and take advantage of the resources available to you.
Just not that's not true at
It's just
all.
not true for me either.
Like,
Um, Hi,
hey,
existential gamer.
existential, you're not late at all.
I
I'm just
don't agree with
saying.
that statement at all. You're probably not going to be happy, but you can live with integrity. I mean, obviously, we do our best to live with our radical feminist integrity.
Yeah.
Um, I don't, why wouldn't you be happy? I don't get this.
I don't, how about this? Like, part of what we should be doing is freeing ourselves from putting pressure on ourselves.
Hmm.
And if you're putting pressure on yourself to fit in the radical feminist box,
Yeah.
maybe is maybe, I don't know, I want to say it's almost as bad. It's probably not almost as bad, but it's also bad, as putting pressure on yourself to fit into the, you know, either
Hmm.
the trad box or the liberal feminist box or the sexy box or whatever, you know? The whole
This.
point should be to be free of, pressure that's put
Yeah.
on you just because you're in a female body,
Yeah.
you
I like
know?
this question from Strawberry. What is happiness to this woman? Childlike obliviousness? Not for me. Yeah,
Mm,
I kind of get the sense that like she's saying like once you awaken to radical feminism, um, you have no choice but to be depressed because you'll see the state of things,
right.
which is just not the case to me. Once
No,
I awakened to radical feminism, my life improved so much. So,
totally. It's different. It's like the things that you see are different. I get that idea of like, oh man, I wish I could go back and be a normie and not know about any of this stuff. I
hmm.
do feel like, I will say one difference um is before the Me Too era, I used to always run. I would run in the woods. I would solo
Hmm.
hike. I would just always run on rural roads by myself. And I was like, running's my source of power. And I
Yeah.
was never like, oh, somebody's gonna come and, R word me or whatever.
Hmm.
And I think after that consciousness raising of seeing, like, my God, this is so prevalent, like, because it was kind of wasn't really, like, talked about in that way. It was like, "Oh, yeah, it's, like, rare, it's, like, 1 in 100 or something," you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Finding out the truth about men is kind like, I would say that that's one way in which my life, like, I wouldn't say it's, like, made me depressed or unhappy or something, but it makes you more aware when you're out and about that, like,
Mm.
you might not be as safe as you once thought that you were. Like, for women who do, like, date men and, like, go
Hmm.
on, like, Tinder or something, I honestly don't know how you could do that, like, date strangers. How could you
Yeah.
do that after you know all this stuff?
Yeah.
Like, I
Oh my
never
God.
could.
Okay, so women, look, if you're on Facebook, there for sure
Oh,
is going
yeah.
to be a group that's called Are We Dating the Same Guy, whatever city you're in.
Yes.
And I joined my local one. I don't date men, obviously, but I joined it
Yeah.
because I'm nosy. And they are fascinating. So
Mhm.
women will post like a screenshot of a guy's Tinder profile, just
Mhm.
one photo and his name, and they'll ask the women in the group any tea, any red flags, any positives about this guy. And
Right.
it's just thousands of women sharing their experiences with other women about these men. And it's so fascinating and kind of uplifting because it's all like girls looking out for girls.
Yeah, I feel like there is a lot more stuff like that of women having conversations amongst themselves, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just I see it still happening. Like FDS, is a really good
Mm-hmm.
example. Like it's still happening within the framework of it's like the little dog with the coffee cup in the room full of fire
This
saying
is fine.
this is fine. Yeah, it's like it's kind of that, right? It's like
Mm-hmm.
the conversations are happening, which is good. They're like dipping their toe, this Barbie movie, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they're like all dipping their toe in um to the truth, the like in, all capital T truth,
Mm-hmm.
but they're like still in the world.
Yeah.
They haven't rejected the normalcy
Mm-hmm.
yet. Some
Yeah.
of them will go on to reject it,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and probably most of them won't. But I don't know. I mean, things are. We've talked about what's happening in like South Korea, separatism there. It's like totally different,
Yeah.
and um, I think there's the potential for women to wake up, to go through like a massive wake up. So
This was interesting. The podcast hosts of Female Dating Strategy, who were some of the founders, actually admitted to nixing the sub because women are getting too black pilled.
yeah, I thought about
Ugh.
making a video about that at one point, but because that I used to read that subreddit because it was very radical feminist
Mm-hmm.
at at one time, and even women were questioning makeup and all this stuff, the real shit. And then they came out with this post that, man, I don't know if I have a screenshot of it somewhere or whatever. It was such a classic moment where
Uh-oh.
they said, "We are not over it. We are not radical feminists. If you are not here to date and have sex with men, get out."
Oh.
And it was such a bad look. It was such a
Oh.
bad look. If you are not here to have sex with men, get out. What? Like there are women discovering genuine sisterhood and women discovering these radical ideas in that space, and they were like, uh-uh.
Right. Like, how is that? That's, oh, wow. Unless you're going to make yourself available to men to be emotionally, mentally, physically abused, get out. Like,
Yeah. It's like this isn't a space for that. This isn't a space for your radical awakening. This is a
oh my
space for how we
God.
can get men and have sex with hot men.
Okay.
It's just like, and then they'll be like, "Oh, well, it's more about self-improvement, leveling up, sis." It's like, no, you're not.
No
Because true
kidding.
self-improvement means enlightening to the point where you do not need a man anymore
Right.
to
Oh
complete
my
you.
God. Oh my God. Nobody wants women to talk to each other. Hmm.
Even women don't want women to talk to each other.
Yeah. That's, oh my gosh. Okay. So Liana says, if you're on social media, make yourself a RadFem influencer and not just an edgelord with a personal complaining account.
Did
Fair.
it.
Yeah,
Check.
exactly.
Done.
Same. Like what I do here, she says, just threads, education, explanations of male depravity, discourse, without directly attacking anyone, and with public facing tweets are meant to be reproduced and shown to women. And they do get reproduced. People put me on Instagram a lot, she says.
Yeah,
And that's fair point. I mean, there's content on my channel which is me sharing people's Twitter threads. And what we're doing it right now, right? Like,
right. Yeah. Yeah. We're
yeah.
reproducing her Twitter thread and having a
Yeah.
conversation about it, and we agree with some things and disagree with other things. And
Mm-hmm.
we've that's the yeah, I think it's important to have these conversations and do this consciousness raising and
Yep.
figure out what we're all about and make this space for the few women who want to be here. And
Yep.
I would love to see any of this stuff turn into some kind of a movement, but in North America, is there anything? I mean, just because you and I aren't involved in it doesn't mean there is not something, but I feel like we would know about it if there was something.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like there's so few women want to actually exist outside of the internet or something, you know?
Yeah. It's just easy to send a tweet, right? Like it takes nothing.
Mm-hmm. Right. I know. I feel like what you and I have done has been kind of like a lot of work.
I agree. Should we look at our next thread?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if this works. If I can just. Ah, it does. Okay, so we had a next Twitter
Oh,
thread
yes. This is so good. This is
from.
so juicy. Oh my gosh, it's so juicy. Can I just talk about what the nexus of this was?
Yes.
I guess these women were I don't there's conservative women who call themselves gender critical and they're actually like kind of racist and toxic.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically it. I mean, it was some interpersonal drama between some of the heavy hitters there over on gender critical Twitter.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, yes, thread from Dr. Jane Claire Jones.
And
Lisa found
I
this one.
like her.
Mm-hmm.
We like her.
Yeah.
We read from her
Yes.
publication. We
Yes,
have
we did.
a live stream about that, and I thought the name of the author is do you recall it?
Rose Whitford. Does
Oh
that sound right?
yes, yeah. Very very good, very
Very good.
thoughtful.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Jane writes. The thing is, gender critical was coined to mean exactly what it says, critical of gender. The term comes out of feminist critique. It didn't just mean against gender identity.
Mm.
She also posted this: gender critical isn't dead. Gender critical is just the criticism of the notion of gender identity. That's the only thing we share. The rest is plethora of views, stances, etc. We are not a movement with definite purposes or behavioral codes. As long as the idea of gender identity exists, gender critical will exist. So her tweet is in response to that screenshot.
Yes, so this came from another thread that was, you know, another Twitter user. She was having some back and forth with some woman, or she had witnessed some back and forth between a couple
Mm-hmm.
women, and just these gender critical women acting very toxic and how do I explain it? Like they're just kind of they're conservative and they're kind of more upholding they're critical of trans,
Mm-hmm.
but they're upholding gender. There was
Right.
another very long thread that we're not going to read. We're going to read this one. This is sort of like referencing this other thread, but anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So she says there are a whole load of people who are against the trans rights project who are not remotely critical of gender,
Hmm.
which I completely agree with.
Yeah, of course.
They dislike gender identity ideology because they think it is against God and or nature for men to be feminine and women to be masculine. I've said things akin to this a million times, as well
Yes.
as they think that trans people are just icky.
Right. And they think that it's, a woman's divine um
Yes, mother
role.
goddess,
Yeah, to be a
magical
mother
mama.
goddess. And the trans thing, their one of their criticisms of trans is that young girls are getting sterilized so they won't be able to fulfill their ultimate role as a mother,
Hmm.
and that kind of stuff. And then yeah, also the trans is icky, and also coming at the trans thing with like no empathy or compassion either, because I
Hmm.
know you and I've talked about, I have a couple videos like where I think empathy is like extraordinarily important. Even I would even go so far as to extend empathy to the like weird autogynephiles,
Mm.
because I think they've been really misled. um I don't know. Okay, there's a line, where like some
Yeah.
of them are straight up just are like perverts. But then there are a lot of people who've been misled by the medical industry, and they show up and they say, "Hey, I have these mental health issues," and people tell them, "Well, take these drugs or get the surgery, and that's going to cure
Hmm.
it." and that's not the case.
Ta-da!
And so, empathy is really important. Actually, now I'm thinking, what this started over was this gender critical woman had posted a picture of a so-called trans man,
Right.
a young woman who, I don't know if I guess she had her breasts removed and she was proud of it or something. And this gender critical woman had called her pathetic and
Oh,
posted a picture of her bare chest. And, and then so some other women were like, what are you doing? Where's your empathy? This is
yeah.
a young woman, like she was, I don't know, teenagers or a young
Uh,
20 or something. She's caught up in this thing. And here you
right.
are, like,
She's a victim of it,
yes, reposting
of
her
the
picture and
cult.
calling her pathetic and some other nasty stuff. And it was just like, we have lost our way. That's
Mm-hmm.
why I'm saying man, you and I really don't talk about the gender stuff that much
Not
anymore.
much.
And this is like kind of one of the reasons why.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm,
It's, yeah. They're just
mhm.
nasty. Some of them, anyway.
Yes.
Um, so she says, that is, they're gender conservatives. That's a term we've used before plenty of times. As Cache Pa has been saying, they're just the other side of the coin of the TRAs. Completely agree.
Mhm.
As Helen Joyce has said, people like Matt Walsh are part of the problem. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I would say, even amongst you and I in our private conversations, we're like, damn, what the TRAs say about gender criticals is actually true if you look at these people. And it's like, oh my God, I hate that these people are proving TRAs right. Like
Right.
I actually agree more with TRAs that what these people are doing is super toxic.
Mm,
Ridiculing young women victims. Like these are people who call themselves and these are people who call themselves radical feminists too, by the way.
right.
Um, and that you would post a picture of
WWCPRF.
a woman who's had a mutilating surgery and call her pathetic on the internet. That's like so disturbing to
Cruel
me.
and effed up.
Cruel. It's who are you appealing to? What kind of activism is that? That's just straight up cruelty. For what?
I don't know. It's messed up. Jane says this movement started because feminists thought that the TRAs were pushing regressive ideas about gender that were harmful to women, children, and homosexuals, and were being tyrannical narcissist assholes about it. Right?
Mhm.
When they showed up and started demanding we submit to their regressive bullshit and their efforts to invade our spaces and our politics with their regressive bullshit, we told them to fuck off. That was a long time ago now, before the trans inquiry, before the GRR consultation, before most people had a clue that anything was up at all. And if they did, probably thought it was a bunch of hysterical harpies making a fuss over nothing. Now, half the planet is here, which was always going to happen and needed to happen. But a good chunk of that half of the world not only do not share feminist criticisms of gender, but are actively hostile to them. They are running around the public square blaming feminists for trans ideology because we use the concept of gender as a tool of critique. They're not that keen on critique, it seems, unless it is of the cultural Marxist, liberal, homo globalist elites or what fucking not. That is the big tent that is now called the gender critical movement. How many
Mhm.
times have you and I said this exact stuff?
Yeah, many.
Um, a good chunk of that half of the world not only do not share feminist criticisms of gender, but are actively hostile to them.
Right.
Yeah. Now, overwhelmingly contains. Oh, wait a second.
Yeah.
That is, the big tent that is now called the gender critical movement now overwhelmingly contains gender conservatives, anti feminists, family values people, and a lot of homophobes.
Mhm.
It contains a lot of anti woke culture warriors who think feminism or anti racism or gay rights or socialism or abortions or vaccines or the great replacement or cultural Marxists or critical theory is the problem.
Right.
These people are not, in any sense, critical of gender. They think gender, in a feminist sense, is just part of some crazy feminist conspiracy theory about some made up thing called patriarchy. This is what Cache Pa is talking about, and she is exactly right. Insofar as the gender critical movement is no longer clearly critical of gender, the gender critical movement, as it was created, is dead.
Yeah. Conservatism is, really counter to.
Yes, everything that we're about.
Yeah.
Ooh, you'll like this, Lisa.
Yes.
When RadFem start quoting Jordan Peterson,
Thank
they
you.
reflect on their ideas. Lisa is Jordan Peterson #1 hater,
I mean,
which you have every right to be. It
I don't
just
know.
makes
I
me laugh.
think men should make their bed. Okay, that's the end, beginning and end of my agreeing with
I
Jordan
know.
Peterson. They
I
should take
know.
showers.
um, oh, okay. All right. Speaking of Jordan Peterson, I saw a clip of him speaking yesterday, and it was like something I was like, oh, I can't believe I'm agreeing with Jordan Peterson right now.
Okay.
He said he was talking to some guy about like incels and incel complainants. And
Mhm.
Jordan Peterson had said, like, when women reject you, they're right to do so. Um, he said that these incel men need to start showering and improving themselves, and women who reject them have every right to do so and should, because women risk the most in the dating world because they get pregnant. And I
Yeah,
was like,
definitely.
I
I
can't
mean,
believe
that
I'm agreeing
yeah.
with something Jordan Peterson is saying.
Yeah,
But
that happens.
yeah, yeah, a broken clock is right twice a day, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So let's see here. Existential says, so many popular gender critical women are like, ew, I'm not a feminist, because they're thinking of pop or liberal feminism, which tells me they have no education of feminism. There's that. I'll agree with that. And then there's also the women who say they're not a feminist because they're not actually interested in feminism anyway. They like being housewives and they like, as much as a woman can like those things, but
Yeah.
they're perfectly content with their traditional arrangements with their
Yeah.
husbands and their families and whatever. So they're not interested in feminism or liberation at all.
No, and again, you and I did a stream about this concept of femalism that includes
Mm-hmm.
any idea of, you know, like as long as you're a female, you're included.
Mm,
And it's kind of if you stand for nothing,
right. You
right?
fall for anything.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's like, well, we are women who are anti-abortion rights welcome?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they are. They are welcome to speak about how they are anti-abortion rights. Well, then yeah, automatically your movement is not a feminist movement. It has nothing to do
Right.
with it has
Women or
nothing
women's rights.
yes, it has nothing to do with promoting women's well-being even.
No.
And that's what you claim to stand for. Oh, we're here standing for women or whatever. We're standing up for women. Like
But
how?
yeah.
You know? Like you're
Mm-hmm.
allowing these ideas that are really harmful to women. When
Right.
you allow people to campaign against abortion rights, that's harmful to women. And
yeah, you can't claim to be like just a women's rights movement or for women's rights when women who are pro-lifers are
yeah,
right
you're
there.
yeah, and people within your movement are promoting things that harm women.
Yeah,
Okay, then that's not a
that's
movement
not
for
a
women
women's rights
anymore.
movement.
Maybe it's a movement for something else.
Yeah,
It's not a movement for women's rights.
that's right. Yep, that's
So
right. That was a good thread, though.
it was really good. Yeah, and like Zara's original thread was spicier, and I guess we'll leave people to go
Oh,
search
this
that
gal.
on their own, or I don't know if you want to take a peek at that. It's pretty Spicy.
I wouldn't know where to find it. Like I know this is her account here, but I don't want to like
Yeah,
scroll
like
through endlessly
right.
looking for
Gotcha.
it. Yeah.
But we have a
Okay.
third topic.
We do. Women are deciding to break up with their boyfriends after watching Barbie.
Right, but read the tweet though.
Yeah. But when I tell you guys the aestheticization of separatism / RadFem ideology is the way.
And then scroll down and read what she followed it up with. Some of the follow-up like replies are so
If Andrea
awesome.
Dworkin looked like a K-pop idol, we would have a female president.
Whoa. What do y'all think about that? That's like spicy.
Get ready with me as a separatist.
I freaking love that.
I know.
Um, well, go up though. There was one other one that was like, oh, just keep going up a little bit. Up, more. Oh, Dylan, this is a bad thing.
Why? It's so co-opted by mass media and simplified and then tossed aside as cringe. She says the only reason tradwife movement gained any traction is because the boards looked cute. The moment these women realize that they have to clean floors, they're out. Don't you think the ideals can stay regardless of trend cycles? I strongly believe I'd have saved myself years of pain and misunderstanding had the Barbie movie been released when I was 13.
Yeah, so I see both sides of it actually. I see both sides of it. Like the idea that if what did it say? If Andrea Dworkin looked like a K-pop idol, we'd have a female
Female
president.
president.
Jesus Christ. That's fucked up. It's so fucked
Yeah, as
up.
long as they're conventionally pretty and feminine and
That's how we got to liberal feminism, which is
yep.
bad. That's why, this is bad. But
Yeah.
at the same time, it's like, okay, so it's also kind of infantilizing because it's like saying like, oh, in order for women to buy this thing,
Yeah, they need it to be pink and pretty and sparkly and beautiful.
right. I don't
Mm,
think that that's true, and also
right.
I just don't think we should, like, be watering it down, but
Of
I think we
course.
should show people that it is a quality, good way of life and a happy way of life, and you're not
Mm-hmm.
missing anything, it's not a life of sacrifice the way that a lot of women will sort of portray it as, "Oh, you're asking me to give up, blah, blah, blah." No,
Mm.
you actually gain. You're not giving up anything. Well, you're giving up giving blowjobs or something?
Oh my
Wow.
god.
What a awful thing to have to give up, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you're giving up putting fucking carcinogens on your face?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Jeez. I'm really gonna miss that.
So
Asking me
enlightened
to how can you
female.
ask me to sacrifice like that? No, wait,
So, yeah.
read
Enlightened
that.
female said, when you strip it down, it's more so that fellow women and a few men would be more willing to listen to conventionally attractive women, but we wouldn't gain any significant power, unfortunately. Of course.
Yeah, exactly.
Missing out, but not on anything good.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Oops. Give up putting yourself behind a dude in literally every situation. Just love feeling like a lesser being.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is you don't give up anything of value.
No.
You do not give up anything of value. You only like, you declutter your house and you get rid of a bunch of garbage.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, some people are hoarders. Maybe these women are hoarders in the
Oh.
yeah, ideological hoarders.
Yeah, no kidding.
I can't give it up.
Can't. Off topic, but do you want to see the funniest thing a person has ever said to me on Twitter?
Yes?
It's my pinned tweet right
Oh,
here. It's
okay.
pinned to my
I
profile.
don't know if I've
It's
seen it.
so funny. At Radical Rambling. I don't agree with your content, but your voice is so soothing. I usually play it in the background. And it's my
I
pinned tweet
love
because it's
it.
so funny.
That is so good. Oh my god, I love that.
It is too good.
Oh,
Okay, I'm gonna.
Tori says the devil you know is better than the devil you don't type
Mm-hmm.
of thinking. Very true. Existential hoarders of the soul.
Hoarders of the soul. It's damned if you are. I think she means conventionally attractive, or damned if you
Or
are,
congenitally
or congenitally
attractive.
attractive. Yeah, okay. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna stop
Um,
sharing.
yeah, I think Andrea Dworkin's power didn't come from how hot she was.
Right. Well, she was,
It
yeah, not
came from
considered
the fact that
conventionally
she was
attractive.
like an extremely powerful writer,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and she was willing to say things that other people weren't and open women's eyes and stand by it when she was getting attacked for her appearance and be unapologetic and, you know.
Mm-hmm. Something is going on with my window here. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
I.
Everything looks fine to me.
Yeah, on my end, for some reason, the chat is like half cut off, even though the window is like on full size, you know?
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know why. I don't know why. Oh well. Yeah, so those were our Twitter threads.
Yeah.
Oh, this is interesting. To be fair, that's how I started watching your channel. I mildly agreed, but very radical. You felt too radical, so I stuck to Runaway Siren. But then I came around and started agreeing with more radical takes. That's amazing.
I
Thank
mean, you
you.
can be hardcore. Runaway Siren's like pretty radical too, though.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah, I watched a lot of her stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yep. She's wonderful.
Yeah, she's like got the energy, which is
I know.
like honestly a little like if she wasn't such a nice seeming person, I would be jealous.
Yeah,
Soothing
no, she's
bedtime
great.
voice.
Mm-hmm. Are you gonna stream tomorrow? No, tomorrow's Thursday. Friday.
Friday. Yeah, I am gonna stream on Friday. I okay. I think I'm gonna do this article. I know that my last poll was people wanted to hear about mommunes, and it won by a lot. And I think I'm not gonna do that again.
You know what? I also posted a poll not too long ago about like what should we talk about on stream, and
Yeah,
then
and then it's
completely
just
ignored the
okay.
poll and
Okay,
didn't do
good.
any
Now
of
I
it.
don't feel so bad that I'm the only one doing that. It's like, yeah, I value you voting in my. Also, like the YouTube shows the poll to like random people who aren't subscribed to you too. So whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I got this article about what women wear to like play sports, and
Okay.
I think it's just like a really good topic because I did the like Barbie stream. We talked about the governor of Michigan, Gretchen Whitmer, her
Okay.
wardrobe or whatever. We did an article about that, and I don't know, it was like a good fashion, you know. But yeah, no, it's gonna be a really interesting article, I think. So that's kind of my plan for right now. And then I also want to touch on that FBI case where they arrested 98
Oh.
Schmiles,
Mm-hmm.
and that's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
98's a pretty big number. I wonder if they were probably mostly women, right?
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, big
Yeah.
majority women for sure.
Yeah. It's
Most
definitely
definitely.
mostly women who perpetrate those crimes against children.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the major demographic who commits those kind of crimes.
Yeah. Um yeah, so that's it's a topic I'm pretty interested in. Yeah, like Well, the thrust of the article is about how women don't want to wear white shorts to play like soccer and
Right. I saw that about the US women's team recently.
yeah, and it's like a period thing.
Of course.
Yeah, because sometimes they're on their period, they don't want to be like, am I gonna get blood on my white shorts?
Of course. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
black shorts, y'all,
I
or some
know. Or
dark
like
color.
the major like dress codes for women at like tennis is insane.
Yeah, and then well, they've changed that too. At Wimbledon, you can wear black shorts under your
Ho
white
ho
outfit
ho.
now.
But
Yeah.
you have to wear a skirt.
Yes, I guess.
Mhm.
It's yeah, like that's the point. It's evolving, and it's evolving because women are like, I don't like this, and they're speaking up.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of cool. Um, and Nick says, I'm a women's football soccer fan, and the players' shorts are getting shorter and shorter each year. You know, and I have posted some fitness stuff, and I wear form-fitting clothing, and like
Mm-hmm.
I run in short shorts and a sports bra, and that's what's most comfortable for me. And I really believe if you're dressing for sports to dress in like
Yeah.
whatever you can move most comfortably in. And some days I'm more covered up and some days I'm not. And I don't know. For me, it's about the movement. So
Yeah. So with regards to soccer, because the Women's World Cup is happening right now in Australia,
yeah.
um, and I haven't really noticed too many short shorts. There are the occasional, but it's like very clear that they're rolling their waistbands down in order to shorten
Hmm.
the length. Um, I
Yeah,
think
and
a
there are
lot of
definitely like there are women who like wear fake eyelashes and nails and all
I
sorts of stuff.
know. Oh
And
my
like hair
gosh.
extensions. It's like, oh my God. Like that is like, whew,
Yeah.
that's wild. That's different than any clothing choice, I think.
Yeah, this is definitely true though. Um, the gymnastics leotards that these women have to wear are insane. And the men are in like fucking pants, like stirrup pants.
Right, and they actually in the article they mentioned in the last Olympics there was a artistic gymnast from Germany who wore full-length tights,
Good for
and it
her.
was kind of like revolutionary.
Whoa.
But it's like you can absolutely see the movement of the body and judge the
Mm-hmm.
skills and everything, in tights.
Yeah. Ooh. Female runners are more and more often seen wearing no pants, not even shorts. That's right, they're wearing like bikini bottoms. I
Right.
assume the given reason is freedom of movement. So where are the men wearing no pants?
Right, most women don't like it. I have worn briefs for racing in like triathlon,
Uh huh.
and I don't know, like I feel kind of neutral about it, I guess, but um yeah, and I feel like I've gotten more I don't ever get like compliments. What I don't know, this is a weird topic, but like I've gotten more shit for like not wearing a lot of clothes, you know?
Sorry, say that again. You got more shit for not
For
wearing.
yeah, for like running in like short shorts and a sports bra,
Oh.
you know?
Hmm.
I mean, something that's burned in my brain is I was out on a run around like 2010 or so,
Yeah.
so
Is this
many
the
years ago.
motorcycle guy?
No,
Oh.
no, this is a different one. I was running in a very
Oh.
like rich town in what they call the Gold Coast of Connecticut, and on the road running in like February, and I was wearing short shorts and a sports bra. It was like I don't know 40 degrees. That's like pretty much my cutoff for that, and that's what I would always wear, right? Like because that I generate a lot of body heat, and that's what's comfortable. Like I am straight up like not comfortable in a t-shirt, like
Mm-hmm.
period, and um and I had arm warmers and gloves on too though, and this like Jeep full of probably high school boys drives up next to me and they go,
Oh my god.
"Cover up, you whore."
Oh my god.
Always stuck with me.
Oh.
Just how I sort of felt in them. I was like, I'm like an adult. You're like kids. They probably would never think anything of that. It's not like that would be a memory that would be burned in their mind for the rest of their life, you know?
Right. It's super inconsequential to men.
Yeah. They don't understand how women are impacted by that stuff and like
Yeah,
hold
and they
on to
don't
that
care
as
either.
trauma, you know? And they think it's like their right to do it too. Like it's the sense of that's what it's more like to me rather than hearing those words. It's like the sense of entitlement for like a child to yell that to me, an adult woman. Oh, like Tori says, teens terrify me. I totally agree.
Yeah, I know. Me too. Oh my
15th
God.
Jessica, the axe forgets, but the tree remembers. Yeah,
That's
freaking
right.
sure.
Speaking of teens, today I was walking home from work and I was walking like down my residential street and there were three teenage boys playing basketball on one of their driveways. And
Mm-hmm.
like I was like, oh my God. Ugh. They didn't say anything like weird or anything. Like they both there's three of them. And one of them was he just said hello, but like obnoxiously. Like he was just like, hi. And I was like,
Oh
hello.
God,
Like just yeah.
shitty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've definitely like a couple years earlier, like post Me Too, I was out um on a like I don't know, walk or running or something. Probably not dressed skimpily or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Um and just in a road that was like there weren't any houses around. It was kind of like isolated or whatever. And I passed a group of they were not even old. They were like 13 or something, but they were like almost my size
Yeah.
boys, maybe like 4 or 5 of them. And I was like, fuck. That's the fear
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
men.
We're grown women, like nervous
Yeah.
about freaking children.
Oh yeah, because they can do it if they want to.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing with men is like you have no say in it. If they want to, they will.
That's right.
That's why it's so much safer to just separate. Because what are you gonna do? You can fight them. You're not.
Right.
So,
Mm-hmm.
and they know that, and that's where the power comes from.
Yep.
They know that, and they know you know that. That's where the power comes from. They
So
know that, and
upsetting.
they know you know that. They know that you know that they can do whatever they want to you at any time, and you can do nothing to stop it. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I really regret not making a video about that because
Mm.
it was so. I saw that video originally on
Yeah.
Reddit because I read the New York City subreddit and that's where it appeared, and um, and I just remember seeing it before it all came out that she was really a victim, and just being like so uncomfortable and not knowing why, and being like, reading all stuff. Oh, this Karen, da da da, um, and just feeling like super super uncomfortable about it, and then it seemed like how could she be the
Aggressor.
perpetrator? Yeah.
Yeah.
It made no sense. Even if you didn't know a single detail just based on the video, they're
Yeah. It was.
totally harassing her. They're like making fun of her and stuff. When
Mm-hmm.
you're a victim of something, you don't turn around and start joking and laughing and making fun of someone and calling them names. That's generally not how victims act.
Right.
And there's 5 of them and there's one of her.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah. She's a
And
big mean aggressor.
she's like I don't know how old she is, like 30 or something. And they're
Mm-hmm.
like
Wasn't she
teenagers now.
pregnant too?
She's 6 months pregnant and they're
Mm.
bigger than her and she's like visibly pregnant.
Yeah.
Insane. Insane that they piled on her and they doxed her and all the shit that happened to her. Insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Tori's great comment. It's a display of domination, not flat. It's never flattery. It's never
No.
flattery. Even though we're like, nice ass. It's never flattery.
No. No. That's
That's
objectification and reminding you that.
intimidation,
Yeah.
harassment.
Yep.
That's your place. You're a nice ass. That's all you are. That's all you ever will be. No one cares about your personality or brain.
People are too willing to believe the crazy woman narrative. People were saying City Bike Lady was crazy, so that's why she picked the fight. Ugh,
Right.
this. Seeing Tim's post about feeling giddy that they are catcalled just tells me they don't live in the same experience we do. I'm
Mm,
terrified when I'm catcalled.
exactly. It's like, I don't want men to acknowledge me. Please don't acknowledge me.
Literally. I also don't believe any Tims who say that they've been catcalled because everyone knows a man is a man. Like,
They've
no
maybe
one
been
is
called the F word.
right, but no one is whistling for a man in a dress on the street. Get real.
Yeah, for real.
Ugh, gross.
Close to 100% of them do not pass.
Honestly, you can tell right away. You can tell right away.
It's the hips. The hips don't lie.
In the hands.
And the shoulders.
And the everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lepto says it's a compliment. That's why they yell it out of a car window.
All right.
Uh,
Yeah, Adam's apple and the man hands. Yeah. I'm trying to think if I've had any weird experiences lately. I don't think so. I don't go
yeah.
anywhere except for to work and home.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I posted about how I went for a run and I was like afraid because I saw a pickup truck. And that was the only, and that trail is like in the middle of nowhere. I mean, there's not a house for like miles around there. And it ended up being a family, a mom and a dad and 2 kids. And if I had known that starting off, I would have felt more safe knowing it's like a family. But I was assuming, oh, it's just a man by himself. And oh God, the idea of coming across a man in the middle of the woods is, you know, what statistically it's probably not that dangerous, but it's the horror of it, existential type horror, you know?
Yeah. I remember what I was going to say about so that Facebook group of the Are We Dating the Same Man Facebook group.
Yes.
A gal in my local one posted in there being like, I'm going on a first date with this guy from Tinder and we're going for a walk down by the river valley.
Oh
and
God.
and okay, and all of the comments were like, girl, do not go on a walk down in the valley alone with this man. What are you thinking? First dates in public only. And furthermore, the original poster, the OP, was like, he also insisted that I wear a dress.
No.
And yes.
No, that's real?
Yes.
Oh no.
She said that he insisted that she wear a dress to their first meetup and
No.
that they were going to go for a walk down by the river together.
Oh no.
I know. And like, there was so many women being like, girl, what the hell are you doing? Like, absolutely do not do any of this. Block and ghost him immediately.
Yeah. Women are so, I actually would like to do, that's another video that I kind of want to do in the short term. I know I always talk about videos I want to make and I never do them, but you know, maybe a companion to why I don't date men. But I've had like 2 bad experiences. Well, not actually. One was bad and one was sort of neutral, but it could have been like I could have like died. You know what I mean? Online dating experiences. I don't know how I've met quite a few men actually from the internet, and I have hiked with men the first time I met them, just the 2 of us, and I don't know like what the hell I was thinking. And people who ended up being like solid citizens and ended up being friends and stuff for a while, and like I did trust them. But it's like all I was using was my intuition, and like, you know, it turned out to be okay, but how many women use their intuition and it turns out to not be okay? Like, I just got lucky. It basically was not like, oh, my intuition or something. Like, I just got lucky. But one time specifically, I had just broken up with a guy And so I was like, people in my life, I'm like actually kind of a little mad because I feel like people in my life should have been watching out for me. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and they weren't.
Mm.
And I was like, oh, literally 2 weeks after I broke up with Skylar, and not even, I don't know, I was like, in the wake of that, I gotta get back out there immediately because I think that happens to women, like just like it's just a reaction to a breakup. And I met a guy, some website, I like OkCupid or something or whatever. I never did Tinder, I don't think. Um, and I went to his house. What a freaking dumbass.
Mm.
This is the kind of thing like I want to tell women like don't do that. Like I just got lucky. Like I talked to the guy, we chatted, not even on the phone, like just like typing to each other for half an hour, and then I went to his house. What?
Uh.
What a dumb ass.
Mm-hmm.
I just look back and I'm like, thank God. I let him like feed me food.
Mm.
And he was into weird shit too. And he was like, I want to tie you up. I'm in my bedroom. I want to tie you up. And I was like, no, thank you. And
No,
then we just kind of like
thank
sat
you.
around and it was sort of awkward. And he was nice. And you know what the weird thing is, like he was actually like kind of nice. I don't know if that's just me rationalizing or whatever, but we ended up like kind of being friends for a while after that. And I was like, I'm not interested in you in that way. And we were just sort of like friendly or whatever. But like, it's like I just got lucky because other
Yeah,
girls have other girls have been smarter going into situations like that and had worse outcomes.
totally. Totally.
But I think, yeah, there's certain times in our life as women that we're not in our right frame of mind.
Completely.
Yeah,
When I was
lately I
like,
agree. Most of them seem nice at first.
yeah,
Sure.
yeah. I think the only time something close to that has happened to me is when I was like, let me think, 15 or 16. Maybe not even 16. Well, maybe 16. So as you know, I was a punk rock kid.
Yeah.
And there were not a lot of people into the punk rock scene in my area when I was that age.
Yeah.
And this one day, I was on the bus with two of my friends, who they were not really into punk rock, but they were still my friends. And there was a guy on the bus he had a mohawk and he had like plaid pants, and like he was obviously into the scene. And
Uh-huh.
my two friends were like, "Oh my god, he's so hot." And they were like, "You should give him our number." They were like too shy. We were like 15, 16.
Yeah.
They're like, "Will you give him our numbers?" And I was like, "Okay," because I didn't care. And so I I did. I went over to him after we got to like the bus terminal, and I went over to him and I was like, "Hey, like my two friends think you're really hot. They want you to have their numbers." And he looked at them like because they were a few feet away or whatever. He looked at them and he was like, "I'm not really interested, but could I get your number?"
Whoa.
Because I was a punk rock kid also, obviously.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I mean, if you want to hang out, I guess, because I was not interested in men. But
Yeah.
I ended up hanging out with him. And I was like 16. I think he was 19. He was
Uh-huh.
definitely older than me, but I did hang out with him at his house. Um,
Oh.
and I don't know why my parents let me go because he was definitely over 18. And
Yeah,
I was,
I had a similar experience with that, as that when I was kind of same age, 15 or 16 or something like that.
yeah.
And it's like, yeah, my parents just let me like go get in like a strange man's car, you know?
Yeah, my parents always
What?
said like I was a really good kid. Like I never got into any trouble of any kind. I never
Yeah.
did anything. I always had really good grades. So like my parents always said like you've never given us a reason not to like let you do what you want, so do what you want kind of thing.
Yeah, there's such a
So Yeah, that's
It's
how
like
I was.
trusting you, and then there's like trusting strange men.
Right. I mean, thankfully, yeah, nothing went down, and he was very nice to me and like completely respectful. Um,
Right.
when I wasn't interested in him in that way, he was
Right.
very nice and completely respectful.
Yeah.
Um,
So we
and it
got
was
lucky
fine. And yeah, exactly. We got completely lucky
because
and
there's
luckily.
like like I said, there's women who are smarter about situations who have worse experiences, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
This
And
is true.
yeah, you don't think it's well, I just sort of wasn't even thinking that's really
That's
even a
right.
thing that happens. That's why I'm saying, the power of consciousness raising, the power of Me Too
Mm-hmm.
totally changed the way I see the world.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the danger that lurks and how prevalent it is. And like, I made a video about this a long time ago, but I saw this news story and they were trying to these investigators or whatever. Okay,
Yeah.
let me tell the story. So
Yeah.
these investigators, I know I'm saying that to myself. I'm like, sometimes I'm just like
Oh,
that. Okay. Um, these investigators, they were posting like a online prostitution or whatever on one of these sketchy like websites that's like classified ads,
yeah,
for
yeah. Like
prostitutes.
Backpage or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And um, so they posted an ad for an underage girl, and
Mm.
literally within like 5 minutes, they had 100
Mm.
replies or something. That's the thing that you don't realize, that it's not just like a 1 in a million like Ted Bundy type thing.
No.
It's like
All of them.
it is essentially, if it's not all of them, it's close enough.
Mm-hmm.
You know so like Rachel says, I've learned so much from true crime podcasts. It's literally saved my life.
Yeah.
And
Mood.
that's the kind of consciousness raising like we should be doing, is like, don't I just cannot. People are doing Tinder dates now. I
I
can't imagine
know.
it. I cannot imagine. It's so dangerous. Are there any, like, what do you stand to gain? That's the thing. Like, what's the best case scenario? What do you stand to gain?
I don't
What do you
know.
gain?
I don't know. I don't know. Um, I
Like, you get
guess.
to have some like risky, like unsatisfying sex.
Ugh.
That's what you get. Like, because what do you gain?
It's honestly actually kind of shocking because like I've been lurking in this group, right?
Yeah,
And one of the women posted like um what how soon do you have sex and
right.
um do you use condoms or not? And like I can't believe like why how is that even a question? Like should I
Oh,
use a condom or not? Like
okay. Okay. So I had really bad insomnia last night. I was up till 2:30 and I was on Twitter, and
oh god.
this woman, I don't know if she's a radical, I guess she's a radical feminist, but she had made this tweet. I don't know if any Twittery people here saw this, because she's like really popular. And anyways,
Is it femoid?
no, but I guess there's some drama with her. I don't know. I don't know any of these people because I don't read
Okay.
Twitter. I don't know who's the like stars. Anyways, no, it was this one woman, and
Who's the stars?
yeah, the stars of RadFem Twitter.
Uh-huh.
Um, no, this woman said tweeted like, I don't know anyone who uses condoms. And then like the whole thread was all these people who are like, I guess in this radical feminist Twitter sphere, who are all like, oh yeah, condoms are so disgusting. And I'm like, what the hell? What?
Oh,
What? Like, they're all arguing that it's so gross. I'm like, what the is this? It was the weirdest shit I've like read in a long time. I'm surprised I
that
didn't
is
send that to you.
crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Hold
What?
on. Let me see if I can find it.
That's nuts.
Yeah, it was really wild. I've been like bookmarking a little. Oh yeah, here it is. But I don't know if I don't know if she's like, I almost said it to you.
Okay, hold on.
Um I don't know if she's actually a radical feminist or what. I don't know any of these. I know these people. This tweet has 415,000 views.
Oh my god. Okay, for some reason my Discord won't open. This
And like
happens to
the
me all
whole,
the
I
time.
like read a lot of the stuff. 135 quote tweets.
Oh my
I
god.
read a lot of this stuff and I was just blown away that like this is the common like
Like the way things are.
yeah, like it's actually shocking to me because I've talked about this too. I'm sure I've talked about this with you, but I grew up in AIDS era
Yeah, of course.
and like it was drilled into me from literally like 7 years old. Like as I didn't even know what sex was, but I knew that sex equaled death. I didn't really know what sex was, like what it involved until like I was like 15 or 16. I was so old.
Hmm.
I was really innocent for a really long time, which I'm very glad about. I don't feel like, weird about that at all. I'm glad I had my innocence for so long. But I whatever it was, I thought it was just kissing, honestly, till I was like
Oh.
older. Yeah, I didn't know about body parts and shit. But I knew that you can die from it and that condoms 100% of the time.
Yeah.
And that whole thread is like, it's so insane. They're all talking like, oh, well, just pull out or like just plan around your ovulation because you're only fertile like 5 days out of the month or whatever, which is not really true. You can actually technically get pregnant any day of the month.
Of course. And and when all like they're just worried about pregnancy,
And
not
then
the
disease, yes.
myriad of disease.
And it's like, oh, no wonder STD rates are like on the rise. This is like
Sky
the
high.
popular. Yeah, and of course, there's so many like weird men in those threads too, just being like, oh yeah, it's just, and also like, but some of the takes are so insane too. Like, hold on, let me see if I can. It's just like,
I'm just reading it now. Hold on.
yeah, uh,
How do I?
like just like I mean, so actually, I'm reading the replies now. There are some good takes. I don't want to say like there are none, but they're like, oh well, don't you, who are you having sex with then? Like, don't you want to get to know the person? That you're putting a lot of trust in men that they're not cheating on you or anything else. Like, why would you put that trust in a man? You know what I mean?
So I don't know anyone that uses condoms. Why are people mad in the quote tweets? Condoms are disgusting.
The whole thing is just so. But is this woman actually a radical feminist? I don't know.
I don't know. I've never heard of her.
Okay.
Let's see. She says,
Why would you mess with like
"Why are condoms
hollow
disgusting?" I
earth
don't know.
turf?
Oh, 18,000 followers.
Yeah. Are we sure that's a woman? Of course not.
No,
Are you
but
sure of
she
anything
did
on the
post
internet?
a picture. Her face is censored, but like her body and her hands look like a woman. So.
Oh.
Oh my god.
It's really wild, the whole thing.
Oh no, your first bad
Like
take.
someone says, apparently a woman says, lots of men talking about how they hate condoms, but not too many women talking about how condoms cause yeast infections and vag irritation and generally unsatisfying sex. And then the OP replied, in my opinion, if you use a condom, it isn't sex.
Oh my god! Look at this. Do you use birth control or pull out? No birth control.
This is so demented. I really hope that women don't read this and they're like, oh, okay, that's how the world works.
If you use a condom, it isn't sex. Do you even hear yourself? Okay, I used a condom once and my vaginal wall was shedding skin the next day from the incredible amount of friction it caused. I mean, lube? Like,
The
I don't
stream is
know.
very after dark. Wow.
I know. I don't know the first thing about PIV, so like
Right.
I don't know anyone that pulls out. My husband. I don't know your husband.
uh,
I don't know your husband. Oh, that's so funny. Wow. Okay, this is fair. I mean, I'm married, so why? Okay, I guess. What are those? Raw dog or go home? What is going on in the world?
it's wild.
Condoms are a humiliation ritual. They muzzled men with masks and now muzzle their masculine essence with condoms. That can't be real, right? That has to be satire.
And it's a woman's name.
Yeah.
Some of these are like too hot for YouTube.
Lubricated, I don't care. Lubricated condoms are absolutely disgusting. I don't want that cold slop on my dick. Oh my
Uh,
god. I'm shocked. I'm sorry, Lisa, but are the straights okay?
wait, go up a little bit. Yeah, dude, we build a whole system to get women to take pills and put in IUDs and get abortions so we can have unprotected intercourse. Like that, from a feminist perspective, there you go. Like, how much more burden and risk are you taking on in unprotected sex? It's like to increase the man's pleasure a little, the woman has to now take on a world more risk. And that
Right.
really kind of sums up our world. It's actually a very good microcosmic topic or issue or whatever. In order for the man to feel a marginal amount of pleasure,
Oh my
the
god.
woman has to take on a massive amount of risk. Right?
Yes.
That's,
Disease, pregnancy, a lifetime commitment to a child. Pregnancy is
so a
the
man
number.
isn't slightly inconvenienced. A woman has to risk her life.
Mm.
Uh
Oh my god.
yeah, I just thought that's what I was reading at like 2:30 last night, this morning.
What straight people.
I'm like, because I was on RadFem Twitter and I came across that on RadFem Twitter. I'm like,
Oh my
is
god.
this, what the frick is this conversation? This is nuts. This is literally nuts.
Ugh. Men are such babies. They don't even go down on their women. So
Well,
basic.
one thing I one thing I came across in my learning over the years, that blew my mind, is that the number one most common form of birth control is women getting surgically sterilized. That's more
Right. I
common
remember
than
reading about that.
condoms. What? A
What?
permanent surgery, which takes like weeks to recover from, fully,
Yeah.
is more common than condoms? What? That's crazy.
That's absolutely shocking.
It's totally shocking. Also, versus a vasectomy, which is a much easier procedure and
Yeah, it's a day
reversible.
surgery. Good lord. Oh my god.
What?
It is nuts
Like
that
surgery versus a condom. Do you know how easy it is to use a condom? Just put a condom on.
yeah.
Oh no, I'm going to book surgery so my boyfriend doesn't have to feel like slightly less pleasure. And I'm going to go through permanent surgery. Well, not that hey, any woman who wants to get a,
Mm-hmm. Tubal
tubal,
ligation.
yeah. go for it. I don't think Amy should be having babies anyways.
Oh
But
my
like,
God.
what? That is such a freaking crazy statistic. You're gonna make a woman have surgery?
Rather than not wear a condom.
Yeah.
Insane. This is funny. This is why I want a robot boyfriend to program to clean my house and stuff. Real men are done for. And then Strawberry said, the new generation of vibrators.
Yes.
Ah,
Oh,
yeah. The things women are forced to do for men's incompetence. Seriously, hello, Empress.
once again, what do you gain? What do you gain? What do you gain? Name one thing. Name one thing. What do you gain? Name one thing. One. Just one. Anything. Anyone in the chat right now, even all the most black-pilled people here, name one. Name one thing that you gain by being with a man.
I guess.
I will wait. You can play all my black pillars. Feel devil's advocate. We can pretend we're on the other side for a moment. I want to hear what are the benefits of being in a het relationship. Dragon Fox, that doesn't count.
Romance. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't either.
I don't know. Status? I don't know. But at what cost?
I haven't. Okay. You're gonna go get your car worked on, and you want somebody to, to go with you, so they'll take you seriously.
Ugh.
Companionship of a sort. Dubious. Tori, the chat is silent. Someone to bring doctors. Okay, so this is what I actually wanted. Like actual, let's brainstorm this. Is there you can bring a woman, bring your friend, your mom, your sister, cultivate those relationships.
Right.
Yeah, or a male friend or relative. True. Right?
Even
I have male friends
guess.
and relatives. I don't have male partners. They can serve that purpose. I talk to my male friends about my period.
Yeah. But the thing that rubs me wrong about this is a woman shouldn't have to have a man advocate for her own health care.
Of course not. We know how the world is at this moment, though. We have our dream way that it should be, and we have the way that it is now that we have to work within for now. Ice Goddess, I love that. Protection from who?
I have to protect
men are
my
our
family.
Protectors. Who the hell are they protecting us from?
Right?
Men. Oh,
Men.
Okay, wait, it doesn't make any sense.
What's the number one cause of death in pregnant women?
Men. Homicide.
Right. Homicide. By whom?
Momicide.
Usually the baby daddy.
Yeah. Yep. And again, it's right, and you can spend that time and energy that you would have been cultivating a relationship with a man who doesn't really give a shit about you. Cultivate female relationships.
Yeah.
Sigh.
I know.
Medical misogyny does for sure.
Yeah. I've been very appreciative to have not really encountered much of that in my life. I know that makes me rare.
No, it's fine.
I have
it's good. At least you're grateful for it.
Doctor. Yeah, I am. And I have a great doctor. So
yeah.
Even though he's a man.
That's okay.
Yeah. Yes, other men is who men are protecting from. Do we all hear yourselves?
Have we
Have we
ever
ever discussed
discussed?
Jinx? Male gynecologists, they ick me out. Um,
Wait, what's your? Because you don't go to the gynecologist that much, or what was the story? I remember you
yeah,
talking.
so in Canada, your family doctor, your general practitioner, handles all gynecological care and is trained to do so, unless you have like a very serious gynecological issue that needs a specialist. Only then would
Right.
you go to a gynecologist.
So you've had a male exam.
I have not. My
Oh,
doctor
okay.
is a man, but he, like, not to praise a man, but he has always been incredibly respectful and says, like, uh, that it's time for, pap test or whatever. But he's like, I don't care if you want me to do it or not. Like, if you want one of the female doctors in the clinic to do it, that's
Oh,
fine.
okay.
Yeah. So I personally have never had it done by a man. I've
Okay.
just always seen the female doctor in my clinic. But plenty of women just have their male GP who does their pap tests and cervical tests and stuff.
I've had. I can't even tell you how many medical professionals have been down there.
Mm,
Like at least 30 or something. I don't know if I count
that's
like
wild.
ultrasounds and stuff. But yeah,
Yeah.
I've had at least 3 male doctors that I can think of off the top of my head. It's fine. It's like it's kind of fine, but well, I was in the ER once and I didn't have like I've never had a long-term gynecologist still to this day. I've had
Mm,
like a long-term primary, but I've like switched gynecologists like pretty much every year. I've seen like a new person, which kind of sucks, and that's why I've had so many exams from so many different people. It's like because
mm,
I've just really never gone back to the same person more than like twice. And I don't know why either. I really don't. But anyways, so I was in the ER. I had an ovarian cyst and I had this ER doctor and he was so nice. He was like just he made me feel like comfortable, you know what I mean? And
right.
he made me feel like I'm not going to die and stuff. So it was like super scary and I just felt cared for. So then I became his patient and I was his patient for like a couple of years. And that's when I got diagnosed with PCOS, but he was also like very dismissive of PCOS in general. And he was like, I don't know, like you have it, but I don't really like think it's a real thing. And then he'd
Mm,
like put me on birth control and I was like, I'm having like this worst experience with it. And he was just like, okay. I don't know. Like he was a man,
yeah.
as a man. So, um, but my first exam was a man. I think I was like 22. I was a virgin and I was like just having like weird pain. So I sort of like went to the doctor and it was my family doctor.
Mm,
Um and there was a woman in the room and I don't know, just poked around, looked healthy. So he was like, I think it's just stress, which I think it probably
mm,
was. I don't know. Yeah, I think it's the kind of thing that like why men don't really need to do it. There are enough qualified women.
yeah. And why?
And
Well, and
like
I've heard so many fucked up stories about male gynecologists,
yeah.
which, I mean, surprise, surprise. But,
Oh yeah. Well, again, it's like women have those parts and women have a lot of the same experiences other women have.
right,
So
there's,
what,
um,
why would you see a man? It's 2023. It's not like 1965. You know what I mean?
right.
Like,
Yeah,
so
there's no need for it.
yeah, I
Weirds
just
me out.
I just started seeing a new one uh this spring because my old one left the practice
Mm,
and I have high hopes, but like again, I've never seen the same person for. I wish I did.
yeah. It weirds me out though, like, what, even with all of the medical education and training, like, what could a man possibly know better about a woman's body than,
Right.
like, it
That's
doesn't,
the thing.
yeah,
It's like you have a female doctor has a vagina in all
right.
likelihood.
I just don't, yeah, I don't know what I'm trying to say. It seems insane to me to go ask a man or to like I don't know, I'm
No,
not articulating myself, but what could a man possibly have to offer in that regard?
I
Like, it
get
doesn't
it.
matter the
Yeah.
medical training. Like,
Right. I get
you're a
they want to deliver babies or something, you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
Uh yeah. Do doctors choose what they want to be, or do they? I thought they choose a few things and then they gets chosen for them.
I have no idea
I don't
how
either.
any of that
I don't know
works.
how any of it works either.
I don't know. But it's weird. It's weird. But yeah, no, I'm super grateful. I have not really had any kind of major like gynecological
Yeah.
issues to deal with.
Don't freaking jinx yourself.
Well, that's fair enough.
I'm knocking on wood for you.
Okay, me too. Um, yeah, it's been fine. And like I said, like I always just see the female doctor who works in the clinic that I go to
Yeah.
when I need to, and that's been fine.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, but yeah, my doctor is great. It's also nice because like my doctor, I've been seeing him since I was like 20.
Mhm.
Um, and he was fresh out of medical school. He was like
Oh, that's
28.
good.
So he was
That's
young and
good.
like new. And so I've been seeing him for 15 years now. And he's
That's
just
great.
really nice. He's like the softest spoken person ever. Like you have to listen real hard because he's just a very gentle, soft spoken. And he is not like a pill pusher at all.
Mhm.
He is totally willing to like work with what you want. Like if you want to try different things, he's fine with that. Um,
That's good.
yeah, he's just really great. When I was having my back issues, remember last winter?
I do.
He referred me to a physiotherapist instead of giving me medication, which was great. And
That's good.
I did
Yeah.
everything the physio asked me to do, and my back healed up just fine. So yeah,
Yay.
just yeah,
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Yeah. Yeah, I had the
Oh,
same.
sorry.
Yeah. No, I had the same doctor from uh well, it was a husband and wife, but I 90% of the time I saw the wife. And they're retiring soon and I moved, so I had to switch this year. And it took, people say like, "Oh, in Canada or in the UK, you have like, national healthcare or whatever."
Mm-hmm.
Um that it takes so long to get an appointment. It took me 9 months to get a appointment for a physical.
Holy sh!
It's like, yeah, we also have that problem here, and it's a million bajillion dollars. I got 4 X-rays, and it was
Jesus
$750.
Christ!
Yeah,
I just can't comprehend that. Like, um,
4
because yeah,
X-rays showed nothing too, by the way. Totally healthy foot.
I've never paid for a single medical thing ever.
Yeah,
It's
that's
so
wild.
crazy to me. I mean, obviously, I
Wild.
pay for it in taxes, but like, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, the thing is we also have high taxes.
Oh yeah, yeah,
We just have a big old military.
yeah,
Womp, 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 womp.
crazy,
Yeah.
crazy.
Anyways, RadFem's After Dark.
I know. It's pretty late for you. Do you need to get going?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I actually like I feel like I have a fever and I'm probably gonna take my temperature, but I don't know. I've had like really bad allergies and I
Aw.
had a kind of a sore throat before and I just feel
Yeah.
like I did a lot today though and I did fine.
Mhm.
I was up super late last night. I'm like, maybe it's that the weather here has been weird and my allergies have been super bad and I can tell it's just allergies, but like I don't know, man. I just feel a little off.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, are you gonna take it easy tomorrow?
I don't, I want to get back to the gym and climb. The gym is like an hour and 15 minutes
Oh my
away
god.
each way.
Oh
So
my
it's kind
God.
of like it's not like if I could teleport there or if it was like 5 minutes away, I'd just go there all the time and just do a little bit. But it's like I really only want to go there if I feel that I'm gonna get a quality work. Like I don't want to go there and be like, I actually feel like shit today and then leave, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's just a lot of it's like a big driving commitment. It's like literally, I don't know, $15 in gas or whatever to drive
Oh my
there.
God.
So it's like,
Woof.
yeah, it kind of takes the whole day. But anyways, that's what I want to do, but I have to see how I'm feeling. Like, yeah, I haven't been feeling good for a couple of days. Um,
Hmm. I hope you feel better.
Thanks. It's not really like, oh yeah, and
I
then I
know.
told you that I got a book for work about multiple sclerosis, which is something like I've been obsessed that I think I have or whatever. So I have like
Uh-huh.
major like muscle stiffness
Hypochondria.
and no.
Maybe a little bit.
No, I went for a hike with my brother and my sister who are both older. Okay, we hiked like 4.5 miles and it was like pretty hilly or whatever.
Huh?
And then we drove to this pizza place or whatever because my sister wanted to go. I was like, ugh, okay, whatever. And it was like a 20-minute drive. So we did this almost 2-hour hike and then we drove for 20 minutes. And they both just got out of the car. And when I got out of the car, I like can barely walk. Like if I sit for more than like 10 minutes, I like can't walk right. And I don't
Hmm.
know. And I was like, oh, maybe it's been like that for a while, like for like a couple of years. And I'm like, I guess that's just like normal aging. Like you sit down and you get up and you like can't like I can't move my legs. Like I look weird. Like it looks weird.
Hmm.
And obviously, like I've been posting fitness stuff and like I can move, right? Like I don't have
Yeah.
problems like once I get moving, but I get so stiff if I sit for like 10 minutes. And that's why I'm like,
Oh.
what's wrong with me? Yeah. So like whatever, we get to this pizza place and they just get up out of the car and like walk. And I'm like, for like 100 steps, I'm like hobbling, like
Oh.
I'm limping basically. So that's why I'm like, I don't know. I want to get tested for like Lyme's disease or something. I don't know, like what? I don't think that that's normal.
I don't
And
know. I
it's literally
suppose
every
not.
time like I wake up in the morning, I can't walk right. Like everything is so stiff. It's like slightly painful, but it's mostly just like stiffness. No one knows what I'm talking about. Okay, that's fine.
No,
Irene
I
says,
feel
I know a
bad.
woman with Lyme's. And so
Ooh.
many people get it's like chronic. I don't know. COVID. What else could it be?
I don't know.
I'm not like a hypochondriac. Like a hypochondriac doesn't actually have any health problems. Whatever. Anyways, okay. Everyone's leaving. They're going. I'm boring.
You're
Fine.
not boring. The two people are going to bed because it's late. That's what
Oh
they
yeah.
should be doing.
Well, Ice Goddess is in New Jersey,
Yeah,
so
so it's
same
late.
time zone
It's
was posted.
their bedtime.
Maybe more
Yeah,
electrolytes.
definitely.
Yeah, I might be dehydrated. I thought about that too.
Mm.
I have like pretty serious anemia and vitamin D deficiency. But other than that, I think I'm like pretty healthy. Expired milk is on the East Coast now too.
Wait, but has expired milk been here? Or
I think
I
she's been
feel
popping in and out a little bit.
okay. I was like, I don't think I've seen you, and then you're just here with an LOL. I was like, what?
You know what's so funny is she comes to every single one of my game streams,
Yeah.
and to the point where when my brother and I talk about streaming, we're like, should we go hang out with expired milk?
That's so cute.
Yeah, it's really cute.
Oh,
Yeah,
she did just
electrolytes.
get here. Okay.
Dude, I do eat a high salt diet. I have really low blood pressure. So
Hmm.
I put salt on everything. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
I always want to come to your gaming streams, but I'm freaking busy all the time now.
Oh.
Freaking,
Um
I So my mom asked me if I wanted to go see the new Indiana Jones movie on Saturday,
oh, okay.
and I said I do want to see it, but I kind of just want to chill at my house because I looked at my calendar, and with like because I pet sit, right? I
Yeah.
have not been at my own house on a Saturday since June 24th.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say like June 2020 or something.
No, but still.
No, that's crazy.
So I was like, I just want to
That
chill in
is
my own house.
crazy.
June 24th was the last time I was at my house on a Saturday. So I am doing nothing. Oh my god.
Um,
Lee. Lisa, read
yeah.
how you're feeling. Maybe you're feeling queasy from that thread. You don't want to know, Irene. You don't want to know. Oh my
Oh God. Well, I guess this you can just go back in the stream and watch it.
god.
Um.
Okay, well, I should let you go to bed.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Dude,
Okay.
I swear to God, can I just say one thing? Last night
Yes.
I was up till 2:30 and I was reading RadFem, RadTwit, and I
Mm-hmm.
was just, dude, I like hit bottom with my phone addiction. I was just like, this
Oh
is my
no.
bottom. Like reading RadTwit for 3 hours straight on my phone. You know? What am I gonna I
Stay
need
off.
rehab. I need rehab.
Yeah. It's hard, I know.
You know what it is? It's because a sense of community. I need to find it in real life. I need to start going to how do I find community? I live in the middle of nowhere. That's the problem. Community is at the bottom of the hierarchy of needs. That's what I was saying. I was like, oh, I just feel like I used to be in it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. Expired says you got to have your family drop you off somewhere. Dude, that's not a bad idea.
Wait, what? I missed that.
Existential's writing a book.
Wait, what?
Touching grass, yay! No, that's good. That's good. I miss you, Existential. But
What are you writing about?
I encourage all our women's to touch grass, big time.
Mm-hmm. But what are you writing about,
I'm
Existential? I want to know.
Yeah. Is it fiction or nonfiction? Let's see. Yeah, so I'm streaming Friday. I'm gonna
Okay.
try to make a video about why I don't date men,
Mm-hmm.
and a separate video of just some horror stories I have. One of them's kind of like funny, but it's also kind of like, whatever. Anyways, you're my number one overlapped channel. Listen, I'm your number one overlapped channel.
You mean
I sound like drunk or something right now. I am your number one overlap channel, aren't I?
yes?
But you're not my number one overlap channel.
How rude.
Hold on. Let me just see what's going on. Hold
I'm
on.
not going to say anything.
What?
I'm not saying anything.
Wait,
out
what?
loud. I'll message you it.
Wait, what? Oh, you're laughing too? What's going on?
I'm not going to say it out loud.
This was such a spicy stream. This was like spicy ramen.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. Whoa, did you hear that?
What was that?
It was World War III. No, I don't know.
Seriously, what was that?
I live in the middle of the country. It's like
Was that a
somebody
gunshot?
shot somebody. Or fire. It's Wednesday at 10:15. I don't think it could be fireworks, but it could be fireworks.
Oh my god.
But it also could be like a gun, I guess, but like 10:15 on a Wednesday. I live amid rich people though. Within like gunshot distance, let's just say.
Yeah, that is scary. Oh my god.
So it's funny that like you heard that. Okay, wait a second. I was gonna
Big
check
time. So did the
Where's
chat.
analytics?
Yeah.
No,
And
it
then it's
sounded like it was far away. That's the thing
audience.
that's funny. Okay, and then audience. Oh. Okay, let's see. My first most overlapped channel is an anti-feminist whose name shall remain redacted. But why are you guys watching that shit? Y'all have some explaining to do. Why are you watching anti-feminist stuff and then you come watch my channel? Okay.
Yeah.
My second most overlapped channel is a male. Actually, my second and fifth are men.
Oh wow. My top 5 are all women. But
Interesting.
number 1
I'll
is
text you.
And then number 5 is Runaway Siren, which is awesome. And then
He's my number 3.
2, 3, and 4 shall not be named, and they're awful people.
4 is Lord Voldemort.
Enlightened Female says, probably hate watching the misogyny, or the misogynists are hate watching you.
I hate that. I don't like the idea. I don't think people hate watch me, though. I don't like the idea of people hate watching anybody. Oh, whoa. I didn't know she was back on. Okay. Hold on. Number 6, someone who's irrelevant. Number 7, someone. Ew.
Mine only goes 1 to
8.
5. How can you see more?
Oh, mine are horrible. Oh, it goes. There's 3 pages.
Not for me. I only got page 1 out of 1.
Are you serious?
Yes.
And then I have something.
I love how anyone listening to this right now will have no idea what the hell we're talking about.
I know this is
so funny.
This is the after party. Y'all have been invited to the after party. Okay, that's my 6 through 10. And then I should just, I don't know why. Yeah, that's so, oh, that is crazy.
Yeah, right? Only 1 page.
Okay. Hold on. Mine are all this bullshit.
I'm so sorry, Irene.
Why are we being annoying?
She's like, my curiosity.
The number 14 I've never heard of, and I'm kind of curious about. Hold on, I'm finishing. Sorry,
I don't
the
get
typing
more.
noise.
YouTube hates me.
You have to get more famouser.
Yeah, apparently. More.
Have you heard of that? Have you heard of 14?
No.
It's got RadFem in the title.
No, I have to go look. After party. Expired milk is opening the vodka.
Yeah.
Lily has snacks.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Pearl and Roma are not the kind of anti-feminists we're talking about.
No.
We're talking about the ones that are a little closer to home.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
If you want to stay and keep chatting, that's fine, but I am going to pee my pants.
Oh, go pee. I'll hold down the fort.
Okay, I will mute and be back.
Okay. While the cat's away, the mice will play. Yeah, this is, I'm realizing I can't highlight comments. Tori says, I'm loving this behind the scenes vibe. This is like what Radical and I do after the streams usually is like, we'll send each other screenshots of our analytics. Oh, how funny that Lily and Irene just typed the exact same thing. That's so cute. Lepto says anti-feminists make me too angry to watch. I like watching response videos like Grace Adetora, though. She's not in my top 15, interestingly enough. Enlightened Female is on the right track. Actually, they're all a lot bigger than me, though. All these channels. They're not really smaller channels, except for Runaway Siren. She's my. But Radical Ramblings isn't on my top 15. That's kind of insane. Well, she doesn't really post anymore. I think that's the main issue. Yes. Lampress says, me too. I'm new to Rad YouTube, so I'm really curious. I don't know what other Rad YouTube there is besides. Okay, this is what I know of Rad YouTube. Well, Black Obsidian is gone. Sekhmet She-Owl, I think, is gone. Who else is radical? I do think that Runaway Siren is radical. Who's in the radical club? Who's behind the radical velvet rope? Joan of Arc. She's not in my top 15, but she's really good and she's someone you guys should watch. And she posts. She actually posts too. Who else? I know there's, I mean, like Nena, Rusty, but they don't really like post that much. YouTube committing a hate crime against RadFems by not having Radical Ramblings in your top 15. I agree. I'm her number one. It's because I post more than she does. Tori says she just started watching Joan. Yeah, Joan of Arc is like good shit. I've hyped her up quite a bit because I really like her content. And I think she's just like a super cool person too. Who else? Like who else is doing radical shit on YouTube?
What did I miss?
We're just talking about like who is radical, what radical feminists are on YouTube.
Oh.
I said you, me, Joan of Arc, Runaway Siren that I know of.
Yep, Nena occasionally
Nena,
posts.
I said. Yeah,
Okay.
and I said Rusty, but they don't really post that much.
And then my BFF T, aka Dikery on YouTube. She has only posted 2 videos.
Can I say about
What?
Leptoceratops' comment?
Oh, sorry, I wasn't looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, she collabed with that person who is a bad person.
Yeah, it was unfortunate.
Like immediately after he did what he did to me to like lend legitimacy to his stance as a radical feminist. By the way, he's not in my top 15, so that's nice. Good. So
here's one. That's one of my BFFs. She's been on my channel.
Yes.
She will be probably sometime this month again.
It's okay, Lepto. I actually used to like her content too. It was like super disappointing.
And then obviously Rusty has one video on her channel that has 3,000 views.
Oh, interesting.
It's very good. And then that's Rusty.
Cool.
I'll look through my subscriptions and see who I might. You know, I used to make a yearly like who I'm watching video, and I didn't do it for 2023 because I know because
you're not watching feminist YouTube.
No,
because there is none.
People are terrible. Let's see. And if
Runaway Siren, go watch her shit.
Exactly.
She posts all the time.
And
her
Ellie
takes are all good. I've posted a few women. Ellie Arrow's good.
Yes, she is.
I have posted a few, and they're not like feminists, but like you know, I do think there are women with strong voices who are close enough. Who like say things that we can gain value. Yeah. That gal Kiera Bria, I don't know how you say her name. She's like someone I'd want to be friends with in real life. She just seems really cool, and I don't know.
Maybe I will make a video about people I recommend. And honestly, like some of the channels that I would recommend have been inactive for years, but I think the
Yeah.
content is still great.
Well, I was saying like Black Obsidian, what a loss. Sekhmet She Owl.
Yeah, she's gone though. She deleted her channel.
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
So yeah, I saw a tweet that was something like how so many radical women like delete their shit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like they and how like how normal and regular that is, and how it just sort of like denies access to the next generation of women or whatever. Do you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll post some. Or uh yeah, I'll post some
Yeah, I
eventually.
don't, let's see, hold on. I can go to here, talk.
Um Talking.
I know, well,
Hello.
see, I had to do it when you went to the bathroom, right?
I know.
Okay, so you can do
Um
it too. You're smart.
yeah,
No,
I'll make a video maybe, or maybe I'll do community post, I'm not sure, of some channels that I
oh, community
recommend,
post is a good idea.
even if they're like old, but doesn't matter, the content is still good. Um oh, actually I do have someone I can rec. Um she's new. She's the gal I met on Twitter that I talked to on Twitter.
Okay.
I don't remember what her channel's called though, so I have to look at my subscriptions.
Well, I followed a child called Child Free Black Woman.
Okay.
She has like 1,700 subscribers.
Whoa.
Really good. Just, in fact, pretty much all the child free channels I've found on YouTube are
Uh-huh.
Black women.
Oh, good.
Are there like white women talking about this stuff? I haven't found any. And I was kind of thinking like, oh, well, maybe it's it's different for Black women. The pressure is different or something. You know, like they have more of
Yeah,
a,
like a different cultural experience.
yeah, like, oh, they have more pressure to like make Black children or something.
Ah.
I don't want to speak out of turn, but you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I have a feeling like, oh, it's got a high burnout rate.
Yes.
I invite anyone to give it a try and see if they're not burnt out like big time within a year. You are not making a lot of content. Well, that's why you're not. I think that's why you're not in my top 15.
Yeah, I
You
haven't
don't
been
make
posting
content.
really. I always mean to, but
I
you know,
know. It's a
it's
lot.
been a
It's like
busy
a lot of
summer.
psychic energy. Even if
Mm-hmm.
it's not like a lot of work, it's like, and also like you've talked about everything, and so have I.
I know
We've
sometimes I'm
literally
like, what
talked about
else
everything. Like, what else is there to
am I
talk
gonna
about?
say? Say the same stuff I've been saying for years.
Yeah. I was saying like this stream is like probably the closest we've come to just how we talk amongst ourselves.
Mm.
Because and I've said that so many times after the stream, it's like, oh man, I wish that they could hear us, because like that's when the like real
I know.
shit goes down.
It's great.
And I feel like this is a little taste of that. Yeah, because someone was saying when you left, someone was saying like, oh, it's so cool, this like behind the scenes, and I was like, yeah, that's what Radical and I do after the streams, is we like send each other screenshots of our YouTube analytics. But
Yeah.
people do like seeing that, and it's like people who don't do YouTube and they don't go in YouTube Studio and stuff, like, which
Yeah.
is like somewhere that I go 20 times a day. Like
Mm-hmm.
they find that stuff really interesting.
Yeah. Have you noticed the new like do you get a weekly notification that's like your weekly
Oh
YouTube
yes.
roundup?
Yeah, no,
That's
I like
new. Hey,
that.
I
Yeah.
do too. Oh,
Yeah, it's cool.
yeah.
That's some new CEO shit.
Yeah. Mine was like I just it always makes me laugh about the whole like making big YouTube money thing. Mine was like, this week you made
Yeah,
$1.73.
exactly.
Wow, rolling it in.
Oh no, who was it? I think it was Hazel gave me a $20 super chat, which I was
Oh my
just like, I couldn't even
gosh,
focus for the rest of the stream because I was like so like,
that's crazy
whoa.
nice.
Um, and then, but I'm like, that like literally doubled my revenue for the month.
Yeah, we are rolling in the dough over here.
Yeah,
Big YouTube money.
I know, I wish. But I will use it to like do tax write-offs.
Really?
Yeah, for
Very
sure.
good.
Well, I'm an independent contractor anyways, so like,
Yeah, I guess that's true.
yeah, my main income source is write-offable. But I like, as long as I'm making a few $100 a year on YouTube, then I feel like I can write shit off. Anyways, everyone
Ooh,
does it.
look at this.
Yay!
Enlightened Female. I'm working on Canva slides for possible future videos. I have some ideas that not many people talk about. Like what?
Well, we love that.
Yeah, hell yeah, we
We're
do.
Canva heads too.
Oh my god. Lisa and I found a way to get onto like the
Private Canva
yeah, like the what is it called? The
upgrade
premium Canva.
premium. Yeah,
And then we shortly after got kicked out.
yeah. That was
But we
kind of
tried.
funny. It kind
Yeah.
of made me a little nervous too.
Oh, it's fine.
Um,
But what are you going to talk about, Enlightened Female? I'm
yeah.
interested.
What topics? I'm looking through who I'm subscribed to. So far, it's like everyone we've talked about.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I watch a lot of food, fitness. Story ending never.
Oh yeah, love her. Love her blog. Abby, no, we didn't get kicked off for making RadFem content. It's because basically, like, we found this loophole that's like you can join
Yeah.
a quote unquote team. So somebody who has a paid account, you can just like request to join their team, and if they approve you, like you just get access to all the stuff. But then the person who owns the team didn't renew their Canva, so it kicked us off.
Yeah.
We lost access. So yeah, it wasn't anything that we did, but we were
Here's
just
another gal that I
mooching.
like. I just put the thing in the pink optics too. She's another child free. It's cool like that. Stuff is gaining traction. Hold on. Just gonna copy a couple links. And I think I have one more.
Yeah, free Canva is pretty expensive. It's amazing, but we were just like,
it's good, but then it's like if you want the clip art, like
if you always find the perfect one you want, and
yeah, and it's like so few of them are free anymore of the clip
Mhm.
art. It's like, yeah. Anyways, random ass stream. How many people are here?
21.
Oh, how nice.
Very nice. Very nice.
Well, does anyone else have anything they want to talk about? Bring your spiciest takes. Post them right now. Spiciest takes. We'll crown the winner. Who can come up with the spiciest take? Could be based on something that we talked about tonight or an original spicy take.
I don't have anything particularly spicy right now. Oh my god, my Discord is going crazy with a friend nonstop messaging me. So many that, like, you know, the little notification bubble, it just says 9+ notifications.
Oh.
It doesn't even have the number anymore, just 9+.
I'm going to look up this person who had RadFem in their name.
Okay.
Who's my
If you stream on Friday, I
Huh.
should be able to come. I'll be
Well,
at
I
work,
hope you.
but
I always hope you come.
I always want to, but usually I'm at work. And then, yeah, I for my own sanity and also a little bit so that I can come to your Friday streams, I have stopped booking appointments on Friday mornings.
Yeah, that's so interesting. I usually don't work on Fridays because I
Yeah.
kind of just need the.
Yeah.
Oh, did you look at this?
What? Hold on.
Not many views.
I've never seen this channel.
Yeah, like who is
Hmm.
this woman?
I don't know. Have to take a
It's some
look.
turf thing.
Huh.
Who would I don't know, like
Who is this?
who would watch
1,000
this though?
subscribers. One of her videos has 12,000 views.
Yeah, because it's
Oh,
with a
never
makeup
mind.
guru.
Never mind. I just saw. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, no, so I don't book appointments on Friday mornings anymore. One for my own sanity, but also a little bit so that I can come to your streams
Yeah, that's
on work
awesome.
time. Okay.
Okay,
So here's some spicy takes. Existential says male violence is biological,
we
which
love
yeah.
that.
And then Expired Milk says, I've been on a PIV is violence internal rant recently, but I've not refined my points yet. To which I said, have you read Intercourse by Andrea Dworkin? Because everyone should. Oh, I so feel this. The only free stuff is digital, and I can barely comprehend digital books. 100% agree. I have a few radical feminist texts, but digitally, and I just can't get into it. Like I have to
Yeah,
have the physical book. So
I agree.
I have a lot of
I
RadFem
know.
literature
I
actually.
usually like if I have a PDF, I'll just print it out because I do better
Yeah.
focusing. I can't focus even though I read PDFs like literally for my job. That's different somehow.
And then Existential says 70% of women don't even come from KIB. Um, what about this? One of mine, I guess, is that I wonder if heterosexuality is an evolutionary response. And then I asked for
Well,
her
yeah,
to expand.
I guess by nature it would be right.
Yeah.
But what do you yeah, exactly. What do you mean by heterosexuality? You mean just like reproducing?
I wonder if it's born out of the focus on reproduction.
Do you mean like romance and stuff? Like what do you mean? Like obviously our species is majority heterosexual because otherwise but is homosexuality like genetic? Or is it like a
Well,
genetic
no,
aberration or like
I
because
mean, there's
obviously
no.
homosexual people don't reproduce in the wild. So I guess it couldn't.
Um,
If you,
I
like you say,
mean,
like
I
oh,
don't
it
know.
couldn't be genetic, but you are born that way.
Yeah. Well, and other species exhibit homosexuality too, so
Yeah,
there's something to it, but there's no like specific like, oh, this is the gay gene. Um,
that's actually really interesting to think about.
but
I
there,
feel like it could be like an argument used by like people who are against homosexuality, though, being like, oh, it's not actually genetic. Because how could it be genetic? Because it would have been weeded out.
right. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't
But
know.
well, maybe it wouldn't have been weeded out though, because it's like, only
Or it's
until
a population
recently that
control
people
thing.
well, only until recently like reproduction was
Mm-hmm.
like consensual. So it didn't matter if a woman was a lesbian, right?
Right.
She was still going to have a baby
Mm-hmm.
and pass on lesbian genes.
Right.
I don't know. I'm just talking out of my ass. I'm
Yeah, I
sorry.
know. There's a whole lot to theorize that nobody really
Yeah.
knows. Um, I don't know.
Okay, should we do a makeup tutorial stream next time?
Most definitely.
Yeah, because I see that that's, that is what is really popular on radical feminist YouTube.
Yeah.
So
I'll have to go do some shopping because I don't own any products though.
I
So we
don't
could do a
either.
haul.
Yes. Shop with me. Sephora haul.
Okay.
$500 Sephora haul.
Oof, I don't have that kind of money.
What can you get at
You
Sephora
can
for
get 3
$500?
products for
I know,
$500.
seriously.
So we'll have to pick wisely
Yeah.
if $500 is our budget.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Have a great night, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Lisa will be on stream on Friday. Hopefully, we'll
Yep.
be back on Tuesday.
Oh, we will.
I don't know, won't we?
You're so flaky though.
I'm just busy. How dare
No,
you?
you know what's so funny is like you've been so quiet lately, and then
I know.
we had the funniest conversation because you've been so quiet, and I'm like, I literally like yesterday I was like, I guess we're not friends anymore. I was like, should I tell my channel I'm not friends with Radical Ramblings anymore? Because like well, no, and a couple times I've messaged you, and then you're like, you do that thing where like I'm like message you and you're just like, yup, or whatever, like,
Oh,
and I'm like, oh my god, she's doing that to me. Like,
I'm so sorry.
and then I said that to you, and you're like, oh, I thought you were touching grass this whole time. I was trying to let you touch grass.
Yes. So this whole time, like these last like maybe week and a half or so, like
Yeah, a couple
I
weeks.
haven't really been talking to Lisa because I know she's taking like offline time, and so I don't want to bother her and suck her back in.
I
And
thought like,
and
oh,
then Lisa
like
thought that I was just like ghosting her and not wanting to be friends anymore.
literally. Well, I was like,
This is what
oh,
happens when you don't
I
communicate.
don't know, like, because I'm posting like not feminist content, like I'm posting this
No.
fitness stuff, and I'm like, oh, maybe she's like mad about that or something. I don't know. Like, I was just like, oh, did I do something wrong? I don't know. Yeah.
No. Yeah, and
No,
it
I
was
don't.
me being like, okay, respect Lisa's space, let her do her thing, leave her
No,
alone.
smother me.
Yeah, so
Smother
we learned
me.
our lesson to just
Yeah. I just didn't. Yeah. I was like ready
communicate
to
better.
like, what the?
Too funny.
Hello.
Yeah, okay, so
Like,
yeah, no, this coming Tuesday I will be free. I have nothing
okay.
going on. So this coming
I don't want to
Tuesday
jinx it.
we can make it happen.
You know my schedule, dude. I'm
Yeah.
pretty around.
Okay. Well, my next for the rest of August, I will be pretty good to go.
Okay, cool. Well, and excuse me, Radical Ramblings, can you
What?
do your August so I can be an audience member?
Oh,
Because
yes, okay. I have been talking to
that's what I
Rusty
really
this
like
evening.
doing.
I'm going to stream with Rusty soon on
Okay, she is so
August.
much fun.
I know. On
She's the
August
best.
18th, our time, but August 19th, Australia, Japan time, I will be streaming with Nena.
Okay.
And then I will have T back on my channel, and I'm trying to bully a different friend onto my channel, but she's shy, but I'm working on her.
Okay, yeah.
So yes, I will do that. But yeah,
Enlightened Female has a mildly hot take about healthy at every size and diet culture. That another thing I want to make a video about. Because you've heard my takes about it. Like, well, I don't think people should diet.
Right.
I don't think people should weigh themselves. I don't think that weight is like a useful metric. There are like way better metrics health wise. My very spicy take on that is I don't think weight loss content should be allowed on YouTube.
Oh.
Yeah, I was thinking about, how can I talk about that? Because I don't know, would anyone be mad if I said that? I don't really care. Like I really think that because the thing is, like, what does it end up being 99% of the time? Harmful
and triggering.
Like, maybe it's useful here, once in a while for somebody, but almost
Right.
always it's harmful.
And almost
So,
always it's not coming from anyone with any kind of like a nutritionist
oh
or
no.
fitness or medical background at all, which is scary.
I actually agree with Enlightened Female, promoting realistic bodies without saying obesity is healthy as possible. Um, well, I guess, I'm not like an expert on
Mm-hmm.
healthy at every size or body positivity, but you and I have like slightly different takes. That you're more like body neutrality. I think that like loving your body is an act of rebellion in a culture that tells us we should hate our body, and it's totally
Mm.
oriented around that. So I think
Mm-hmm.
it's okay to love your body aesthetically or whatever, no matter
Yep.
what you look like. Totally fine. I'm totally fine with that. In a natural sense, like, unmade up, unaltered, just
Yeah.
as you are. Like, as
Mm-hmm.
you are, loving yourself, I think, is an act of rebellion.
Yeah. But also
Um,
not only for what you look like or loving yourself for what you look like, but like
yes, of
also what your
course.
body can do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%. And so, and healthy at every size and body positivity both preach that to some degree. I think they take it to this level. Where they're problematic is saying like, oh, old women or overweight women or whatever, they also sexy, like
Mm.
promoting that side of it. It's like anybody can be sexy. Well,
Like that is not what we're. Oh God. Mm.
yeah.
You too
Yeah.
can be an object.
Um, oh, what is Abby saying? The same for recovery content / influencers. Recovery content. Ooh, that's
I've
spicy.
never encountered that.
That's interesting.
It's
Uh
really just eating disorders on the sly,
oh,
I'm
oh, oh,
sure.
that kind of recovery. I thought you meant like drug addicts and stuff.
Mm.
Oh yeah. Oh yes, I definitely agree with that then. Um yeah, a lot of yes. There are women who are very deep into eating disorders who
Mm-hmm.
are saying, "Oh, look at me, I'm getting better," but it's like they're not.
Yeah, it's just performative.
Yeah,
Body checking.
it's body checking. Yeah. That's what
Yeah.
they're selling. So, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Um yeah, I have so many things I want to talk about, but anyways, thank you for having me.
Yeah,
Two
thank
and a
you
half
for
hours
coming.
marathon. Radfems
Because
after
we
dark.
were maybe going to not, and then you were like, actually, I think I could. So I was glad.
Yeah, and I was thinking, oh, I could do like an hour.
2.5
Don't get me
hours.
started. Don't get my freaking verbal diarrhea started.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, thank you everybody for being here. Thank you for joining us. Please, if you're not, subscribe to Lisa's channel. I'm sure you all are anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Lisa will be streaming on Friday. We'll be back probably next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Have a great night.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, bye, bye.
Bye.